Imagine stepping into a world where ambition is the currency, and every decision is a high-stake gamble, one that could cement your legacy or shatter it entirely. It's a world of sharp suits, sharper minds, and an unrelenting pursuit of power. Now picture being given the opportunity of a lifetime to enter this world, but as a fraud. The pressure of keeping your secret, the constant scrutiny, it takes a toll. Yet beneath this perfect crafted surface lies something deeply human: loyalty, integrity, and the relentless battle between doing what's right and what's necessary. Welcome to the world of Pearson Specter Litt, a law firm where the cutthroat nature of corporate law collides with the personal battles of consciousness and heart. It's not just a place where deals are made and power is wielded, it's where true character is revealed. Through this journey on the series Suits, we'll uncover the meaning of loyalty, examine the toll of living a dual life, and explore the unending conflict between justice and success. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and check out my other videos after this one. And now, let's dive into the world of Suits. Chapter 1. Welcome to the corporate world. Although Suits is a lawyer-centric series, the reality is that it is also about the corporate world. The clients to whom the firm is linked are just as much of an introduction to their world as the lawyers themselves. The show creates a seamless interconnection between these two separate yet connected worlds, showcasing the complexities and the nuances of corporate landscape. For viewers who are not investors or venture capitalists running rich corporations, the world it represents might seem unattainable or unrelatable. However, what Suits does effectively is break down the seemingly inaccessible world for the average viewers, offering an introductory glimpse into what it entails. It is a world that can be desensitizing at times, where millions of dollars and unchecked greed can corrupt people. Some individuals become crooks, exploiting loopholes in their pursuit of wealth, power, and influence. Others, however, remain grounded, never forgetting where they came from, even as they achieve success. This diversity in this world is what makes Suits intriguing. It showcases the full spectrum of human behavior within the corporate world. While some may view corporations as the bad guys who amasses wealth and look down on ordinary people, the series challenges this stereotype. Dismissing all corporations as inherently evil is just as flawed as blindly idealizing them. Suits brings nuance to the narrative, highlighting that not everyone in these positions is corrupt. Many of these wealthy individuals may have started from modest beginning, seizing opportunities and climbing the ladder. The series uses each corporate case to provide a unique insight into a world often hidden behind a veil of misconception and stereotypes. Chapter 2. Loyalty above all. The corporate world is a cutthroat environment where everyone seems to be an opportunist, striving to advance themselves. This mentality extends to the corporate lawyers who represent these organizations. These lawyers are often as self-interested, if not more, as the corporations they serve. However, their personal ambitions are tempered by the obligations to the firm they're tethered to. Pearson Specter Litt, along with its various iterations, stands as a prime example of a law firm that prioritizes loyalty above all else, sometimes even above their clients. This can at times be the heaviest tension the firm faces. Loyalty within the firm is not merely a professional expectation, but a foundational principle rooted in trust and camaraderie. It is about the familial bond that its members share, ensuring that no matter the challenges, they face them together. The firm's challenges comes in many forms. Whether it's internal strifes, threatening clients, or pressure from the government forces, the team remains united. They work through their differences and tackle each battle as a collective force. Loyalty in such a volatile environment is complex, especially in a field as ever-shifting as corporate law. Leaders like Harvey and Jessica, often seen as paragons of loyalty, occasionally make selfish decisions. Their handling of Mike Ross's fraudulent status, for example, choosing to utilize his photographic memory rather than reporting him, shows their evolving understanding of loyalty. True loyalty is the commitment to stand by one another, no matter the circumstances. It's the determination to tackle challenges head-on, refusing to abandon each other, even in dire situations. And when all options are exhausted, the leaders of Pearson Specter Litt shows their loyalty by being willing to sacrifice themselves to ensure the firm's survival. This harsh lesson is one that characters like Lewis, often plagued by insecurities and a lack of emotional insight, face a steep learning curve in understanding true loyalty. As he rises to leadership, he must reconcile these insecurities with the demands of the role. Corporate law is a battlefield where pettiness and high stakes collide, and Pearson Specter Litt has mastered turning dire situations to their advantages. Even when their actions veer towards morally ambiguous territories, they find ways to uphold their version of loyalty. Over its 9-season run, Suits has explored the complexities of the corporate law and the difficult decisions its practitioners must make. It underscores that leadership rooted in clear understanding of loyalty is essential. Without this, the firm's empire and the entire system of a law firm becomes unnecessary. Risks collapses. Chapter 3. Conflict of living a dual life. Going through life can be a difficult journey. The challenges we face are often what makes life worth living. No matter the situation, life is a gift that should be appreciated. However, there are times when life takes a turn down a path you never expected, a life of failure and disappointment. How much would you beg to start over, to begin anew? Mike Ross gets the opportunity. His fateful encounter with Harvey Specter during a job interview for a new associate position gives him the break they had been long seeking. A chance to start something meaningful, something he can finally consider a life worth living for. However, the duality of life, opportunity and deception, becomes a major source of conflict in the long run. In Mike Ross's case, his fraudulent status as a hired associate becomes the central contentious point that drives much of the series. He grapples with the inner conflict of trying to belong in a world he was never meant to be part of. Now he has this golden opportunity at the top law firm, earning more money than he has ever dreamed of. Yet this new life comes with a heavy burden. The secret he must keep from his colleagues and the new friends he makes along the way weighs on him. The lies he tells to protect his position leaves him feeling trapped, even as he rises through the ranks of the firm to an extent. No matter how talented he is in the world of law, he knows he must guard the one secret, because if that truth comes out, it could cost him everything, including to those who knowingly helped him keep it. This duality, success built on deception, forces Mike to question his place in the world. Should he leave it all behind? Should he now seek new opportunities, armed with the knowledge he has gained? No matter how well he performs, he is always held back by an invisible hand of his own creation. As the truth begins to surface and more people discover his secret, this double life leads to inevitable confrontation with the law and the bar association. Yet the question still remains, how far are you willing to go to start a new life, even if it means being a fraud in a position you once wished for? Chapter 4. The Long Con. Ever since Harvey Specter decided to hire Mike Ross as his associate, despite knowing that he was a fraud, they embarked on a long con that involved deceiving not just the people within the firm, but also everyone else in the corporate law world. This act becomes a pivotal moment, altering the lives of everyone around them and fundamentally reshaping their own. While the relationship might have appeared to be a classic mentor-mentee dynamic, it was far more complex. Both men with distinct personalities learned from each other. Mike observed all the intricacies of practicing law under Harvey's guidance, while Harvey in turn learned from Mike, not about law, but about humanity. Mike's experiences, shaped by the hardships he endured before catching this lucky break, turned him into someone who genuinely cared for the little guys. This compassion stemmed from his own struggles growing up, a perspective Harvey had long suppressed to rise as the best closer in New York City. Harvey's relentless pursuit of success had turned him into a cold and calculating individual, often willing to blur ethical lines to come out on top. While this approach made him a formidable lawyer, it also distanced him from his humanity. In contrast, Mike's empathy reminded Harvey of the moral compass he had ignored, forcing him to reconsider his priorities. From a moral standpoint, the deception that Harvey and Mike initiated was unquestionably wrong. Yet the 9th season of narrative that unfolded from this single decision suggests otherwise, highlighting the profound evolution of their partnership. This unique bond pushed both men to grow and become better individuals despite the ethical compromises they have made. Ultimately, their necessary evil changed countless lives, from the corporations they represented to the smaller clients that Mike had always championed for. The ripple effects of their partnership were undeniable. For Mike, this path allowed him to pursue something he had loved, helping people, not just the wealthy elite, but also those he could relate to on a personal level. Long con or not, their story remains one for the ages. Chapter 5. Justice or Success? How far are you willing to go in the name of success and money? Hypothetically, if you were a lawyer, would you become a corporate lawyer who earns big bucks by representing the large corporations, Or would you fight for the little guys, taking on major corporations that have done wrong, even if it means less payout and facing an army of legal oppositions? Suits explores this dilemma, presenting the kind of lawyer you might want to be, while highlighting the everlasting battle of consciousness within the lawyer we follow. Many lawyers in the show begin desensitized, adopting a mindset focusing on taking control of the law and using it to the fullest advantage of their clients. This often translates into earning more money for themselves and their law firm. There are also those within the firm who comes from harsh backgrounds, individuals who once stood against the mega corporations they now serve. This juxtaposition raises an important question. Is being successful truly worth it, or is seeking justice enough? This central conflict becomes a direct lesson for Mike Ross through his tenure at Pearson Specter Litt. Under the mentorship of both Harvey and Lewis, he tackles many cases, from negotiating deals with mega corporations to assisting in class action lawsuits. In many of these scenarios, Mike finds himself relating more to the victims than to the corporate interests his firm often represents. His lived experience resonates with the struggles of those affected by corporate wrongdoing, fueling a moral drive that cannot be extinguished. Mike has never been comfortable in the rich man's club. Instead, he finds purpose in helping people. Over time, this sense of justice begins to resonate with others in the firm, slowly shifting the culture from one centered solely on profits to one that also values giving back to the community. Suits is ultimately a character-driven exploration of how personal integrities and ambition collide in the high-stake world of corporate law. The show challenges his characters to define what success means to them, whether it's measured by power and wealth or the satisfaction of doing what's right. But it doesn't fully resolve this conflict, reflecting the complexities of the real world. Chapter 6: The Ending. When Harvey Specter chose to hire Mike Ross, it was a decision rooted in risk and intuition. A gamble that would define not only their lives, but the future of the firm itself. This single choice not only altered Harvey's trajectory, but also set Lewis Litt on a parallel journey of evolution. Both men, though vastly different in temperament and approach, found themselves shaped by Mike's presence. Harvey confronting his detachment from humanity, and Lewis grappling with his insecurities. Harvey's evolution stands at the heart of the story. A man once consumed by ambition and pursuit of power, Harvey's journey reveals the cost of living solely for success. Over time, his connection to Mike and the people around him forced him to confront the emptiness of winning without a purpose. By the end, Harvey finds clarity in prioritizing what truly matters: relationship, trust, and a life defined by integrity rather than reputation. For Lewis, the ending represents a different kind of triumph. Often overshadowed and underestimated, Lewis emerges as the firm's moral and emotional anchor. His growth from a man driven by insecurities to a leader grounded in self-awareness and empathy highlights the series' emphasis on perseverance and the power of personal transformation. Both men could not have changed if not for the risk Mike took to be a part of the world he never belonged in. His presence disrupted the status quo, forcing Harvey and Lewis to reevaluate their priorities and embrace the part of themselves they had long neglected. Reflecting on their journeys, from Harvey and Lewis's earlier days as associates to the many events that had unfolded over the course of the series, it's clear that their endings were inevitable. Though the show often centered on the corporate world and legal battles, its heart lay in the characters and their growth. While Mike himself was flawed at the beginning of the series, Harvey and Lewis had long been the firm's cornerstone. It was Mike's presence that set them on a path of self-improvement, and once their transformation was complete, the story itself reached its natural conclusion. And so, what began as a gamble, a fraudulent hire at Pearson Specter Litt, transformed not just careers, but also lives, showing us that even in a world built on power and ambition, humanity and growth are the ultimate legacies. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon in the next review episode.